Welcome, 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 geeks and nerds, girls and boys, to a brand new episode of Geek to Me Radio. Tonight, we are talking our top Doctor Who Christmas specials with Christian Basel from The Legend of the Traveling Tardis. After that, we're going to be delving into Stranger Things Season 5, our theories on who might not survive the season, alongside Janelle Brimer. All that and more, stand by.
We're talking TV, comics and movies, and video games. And if you don't know Star Trek from Star Wars, we'll try to explain. There are 12 doctors for Hogwarts houses, one ring rules them all. To be the greatest Pokemon master, you must catch them all. You must catch them all. Try to catch them all. Gotta catch them all. Gotta catch them all.
And for those of you driving around the greater St. Louis area tonight, listening to us on the Big 550 KTRS, welcome to the show. We appreciate you being here. If you are watching us on YouTube and Facebook, hello to all of you watching. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight. And of course, as always, if you are hearing us after the fact in the podcast form, we appreciate you finding us and subscribing on whatever platform it is you listen to. We have a full show tonight. We're going to try to deck the halls along with some other things. And we'll start it off with my friend Christian Basel, who runs the Legend of the Traveling Tardis podcast, probably the biggest Doctor Who podcast in the country. I'm not sure if it's in the world yet or not. Christian, you can attest to your numbers that are constantly going up. Not to be personal, but how big are we talking?
Oh, they're seismic. Wow, this thing really doesn't like me. No camera, no nothing.
You can't get your camera to work?
It was working for a split second, and then it didn't work anymore. So I'm not exactly sure what happened, but hey,
we can hear you.
See my initial. You can hear me fine. That's good.
You sound great. So if you get the camera working,
the sound's great. It's the camera. I'm just like, okay.
All right. Well, if we get the camera working, we'll just feel free to activate it, and you'll pop up to us at some point here. But it's good to have you on. Thank you very much for doing this with us. I know, obviously, you cover Doctor Who stuff all the time on The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Have you guys done this year anything with the Christmas specials at all yet?
They are right now. There are no Christmas specials. For this
yes, of
year,
course.
But the if you're referring to the spinoff, the War Between the Land and the Sea, then yes, we are right now. Our team, who have access to the BBC, which is Mark Robinson. We also call him the Candy Man, and our good friend Tom Kosak, who is also who helps co-produce stuff. They've been doing the watch parties for right now. So, and quite a few people have seen that. And we just recently had a watch party today. If you're watching live on December the 14th, we just did one today. If you want to check it out for yourself to see how those guys were reacting while they were watching, by all means. The number, you know what? I had a good friend of mine. I don't know if you remember him. His name is Garrett Pomacher. And I'm usually one that doesn't like boast. I don't like to go around going like, yeah, you know what? Here I have a bigger, you know what, than anybody else out there.
Channel.
I don't want to do that to anybody. But Garrett was my friend who ran a podcast called The Hanging Wish Show. And he goes, you know what? You should celebrate when you hit something. You should let the people know, you know. And I was just like, you know, I'm not that kind of guy. So here we go, folks. As of today, I was checking the numbers, 99,000 YouTube subscribers, and we are hoping that everybody can help us hit that 100,000. That would be a great Christmas present, if not an end of year and celebration.
We'll have a link to that if you're interested. We'll have a link to Christian's podcast. Again, The Legend of the Traveling Tardis. You can find it just about anywhere you get podcasts from, and see if we can, with our little 10,000 subscribers, if we can help push you over the edge into the 100,000 range, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe this YouTube video of James. I mean, he's a terrific guy. he well deserves this. Yeah, he's been on our show before, so it's always great to be on each other's shows and when we help each other out. But yeah, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe because this show is very exciting. I mean, I love the nature of Geek to Me when I can come on every now and then and actually go into the chats and say, hey, you know what's going on. And it's but yeah, dude, I never the number is mind blowing. And the fact
it's really cool to see because, like I said, having known you and know that you've got such a passion for it and you are such a genuinely good person, to see you succeed, that makes me happy.
Well, when I can quit my job, that's the success. I would like. Right. I just like, yeah, I'm not coming into work today. I have a growing number of podcasts that are taking good care of me. So
hey, that's the dream, right, Ian? That's the dream.
That is the dream. So far, I'm just living the nightmare part. So it's just getting that.
Well, that's why it's a labor of love at this point. But we do love it, and one of the things we love, obviously, Christmas time, because for a while there we were looking forward to a new Doctor Who special almost once a year. And when the show came back, I should say, under Russell T Davies after the 9th Doctor regenerated into 10, David Tennant, then we were given Christmas specials, and that's why I thought it'd be fun to have Christian on for a holiday special. We could kind of rank our top 3 each favorite Doctor Who Christmas special. I was kind of reviewing these again today, and I realized, boy, as much as I love David Tennant's Doctor, none of his are in my top 3 favorite Christmas specials, which I thought was odd. So, Christian, as the guest, we'll count down from our 3rd favorite and work up to our number 1 spot. What is your 3rd favorite Doctor Who Christmas special?
Oh my God. I thought you'd ask me that. It's like, I want to start at number 1 to tell you the truth, but I know what we're doing here. The 3rd spot would have to be The Snowmen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Matt Smith, and this is the actual time that I like the story. I love Clara. I love the Paternoster gang into it. It's just crazy, zany Doctor Who establishment with great Stephen Moffat writing, just completely going off the walls and just having a good time. And it's this is a story that it does kind of go into lovey-dovey. But you do feel for this Claire. Anybody who's listened to my podcast knows I love Snowman Claire. I love Dalek Claire. I'm not too crazy about Claire Prime, the one who ends up with Matt Smith and then goes over to Peter Capaldi. Long story short, but I do love the banter. I love doing the fun, the romance, whatever. But with all that going on at the same time, and when you have the Doctor moment when, spoiler alert, Clara Snowman dies and he goes after, the bad guy, he goes after everybody. You just like, yeah, I'm loving it. And those moments when the Doctor becomes the Doctor, I would just like my friend Patty Hawkins from GalaxyCon and I go like, okay, when we finally see the space god come out, when you cross that line against the Doctor and he comes back after you, God help you. Yeah. And it's going to be the most incredible, wit-filled ride of your life. So number 3 is is the Snowman for me there.
Yeah.
So what's yours, my friend?
Before I get to mine, I want to say a very quick hello to the chats. I just noticed we've got Felicia McNamara Gadget from the Traveling Tardis podcast says he's holding you to your promise, and she just needs a plan. Matt Lopez 6696 says, good evening, everyone. His favorite Christmas special is the introduction of David Tennant with when he first came. I guess it was the Santa Claus. I can't remember the name of the episode now. I'm a bad Whovian, I guess. The one where he fights the robot Santas when he first regenerates from 9 into 10.
The Christmas Invasion.
Christmas Invasion, thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Which is also a good one. And we're checking all the chats because I've got my laptop open. Hello, Shannon is listening as well. SJ Myflock on the West Coast. Hello from Southern California. Thank you, SJ, for tuning in. My 3rd favorite, I would have to say, is Peter Capaldi's The Return of Dr. Mysterio. It was very fun. I'm a comic book nerd. Obviously, that's nothing I ever hide. And it was such a comic book story. With him, it's almost like the kind of a telling of Superman. And I love the moment when Peter Capaldi is in the boys' room and he goes, hey, look at this. I drew spectacles on Clark Kent. how come Lois Lane doesn't know she's supposed to be a reporter? Just those little moments like that are just so much fun. I thought the villain was good. The companions are all good, and we have Nardole back as his full-time companion going forward from there with Matt Lucas on it, which I thought Matt Lucas added a nice wacky component. And then when you throw Bill into the mix with that ongoing series of his going forward, was that series 10, I think? Was it 10 or 11?
Oh, my brain's fried.
I think maybe it's 11. Maybe it's 11 because I think 9 and 10 were both Clara. So you get Bill in, and her and Nardole just kind of are a nice palate cleanser after having Clara Oswald for so long. So I kind of like that aspect, but it was a good Christmas story. It was fun. And again, it really shows that kind of the Doctor is just the smartest guy in the room, and he figures it out when we're scoping the place out, and the other girl catches him, and he just casually eating sushi out of a thing because you always bring snacks to a stakeout. What's wrong with you? I'm a professional. little moments like that just made that. I think that's the episode also that made Peter Capaldi my favorite of the new Who Doctors. Because there were so many facets to his character. Again, once he got rid of Clara, because I feel like they were writing for her, but that's another podcast. So yeah, I'd say number 3 on my list, Return of Dr. Mysterio with Peter Capaldi.
It took me a while. The first time that I saw Mysterio, it left a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth because there were so many questions. And I did feel like, okay, they're latching onto the hero genre because now we got Marvel and DC coming out of the woodworks, and then we're going for comic book heroes. And at first I was like, I'm not really appreciating it. It's getting, I'm getting whacked out. But yeah, the moments of first of all, what really, really drove me nuts was when they were saying Matt Lucas was coming back. And I had no offense against the guy, but his character Nardole, when you saw him the first time, I was like, no, I really didn't want to do it. When you saw him in the Husbands of Rigver song, I'm just like, you're really going to bring him back? Everybody that you're going to bring back?
Right.
And when I started seeing the first scene with Nardole and the 12th Doctor, the 12th Doctor's looking at the map and going like, oh, they're taking, I think there was something to the fact that, oh, they're trying to take over the Capitol buildings. And Nardole goes, no, they're not. I was like, what? What just happened here? And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. And they played off each other so well.
Yeah. It was good chemistry.
And I argued to this day on my podcast, had we just taken Claire out and we started with Nardole and Bill, we may be talking about Peter Capaldi today.
Yeah, no, I really wish he would have gotten another couple of seasons because I really feel like he had just hit his stride with Bill and Nardole and we had to say goodbye.
I really like it. I think it just took a while because they were doing the same thing with what Colin Baker was doing with the 6th Doctor, which anybody knows the history is that they were trying to develop the character. So he started off at one point and ended up at another point. And unfortunately, the audience, was quick to go to judge the Doctor. It's just like, no, I don't want this Doctor. He's cruel. He's evil. I just don't want him. And, they didn't develop him as much until they went into Big Finish. For those of you not familiar, Big Finish is the Doctor Who audio dramatizations that they do to expand on the Doctor's individual regenerative lives. Yeah. So when it got to the 12th Doctor, they were starting to do the same thing. And just like, guys, no, this didn't work before. It's not going to work again. So I really, truly tell people that had they started with what I call rock and roll Doctor or Doc Brown Harris Doctor, and you put in Nardole and Bill, and they were I think you would still be talking about that, or Capaldi for another 2 to 3 years. But that's my take on it. Having said that, for Mysterio, I wasn't liking it at first, but when I saw those two bucking off of each other and the ending where the rocket is about to crash, spoiler alert, into New York, and those two just bouncing off each other, it's fun to watch them, and especially when the series moved on. I don't know if I'm allowed to swear on your show. But
no, preferably not. Preferably not.
Okay.
FCC.
I will just...
FCC.
The one where the Missy is about to be executed, and Nardole's dressed as a priest, and he comes in and goes, I have permission from your wife to kick your...
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I was like, yes, this is the kind of stuff. This, to me, went back into the 2nd Doctor with Troughton and Jamie, the buddy.
Yeah.
For a long time.
That's a great point.
It was kind of the same buddy with Sarah Jane and the Fourth Doctor, and also the buddy between who am I trying to think? Just had in my brain just evaporated. Oh, Donna and the 10th Doctor,
Oh,
the buddy. So I
yeah.
mean, like, I love the buddies because it's playful, it's comedic, but also those companions know when the Doctor is taking over and just like, no, I'm stepping back. I'm
Yeah.
here
Yeah. Yeah.
to regulate the Doctor, but when he goes into the space god mode, God help me, I'm backing off and I let him do his thing. But once he gets out of
Rightly
control,
so.
I'm going to be there to take care of him.
Yeah.
So.
With that said, if Dr. Mysterio isn't in your top 3, what is your number 2 favorite Doctor Who Christmas special?
Oh God, I almost put it as. See, I had a 3-way tie for number 2.
Oh,
And that was the hardest part. And I would think I'd have to give the laurels number 2, the next Doctor.
okay.
With the gentleman, oh gosh, the guy who was the
Who played the governor in The Walking Dead? Yes.
The Walking Dead. Yeah, I can't think of his name. If anybody wants to put in the chat, I can't see the chat, but if anybody can put in the chat, you win the internet prize for the night, whatever that is. But it was just it was a funny and great story.
David Morrissey.
David Morrissey. Thank you so much. I love the banter between the two, where David Tennant's Doctor thinks that David Morrissey's Doctor is the next one, and I love the fact that they mention, he goes, you know what, I probably trip over a rock or something. This is probably how I end up. Just little fun stuff like that. Now the ending was a little bit quirky, especially with Miss, I think it was Cardigan.
Mhm.
And the Cyber King was just a little bit off, but it was what I consider the Christmas story. It was fun. The girl who plays Rosita, Valerie Shabalala, she played Rosita so well, and she bounced off Morrissey's quote unquote doctor. And the revelation where in the end, when we find out the real truth about the next Doctor, that was just heartbreaking. But to me, it felt like a Christmas story in that sense, where there was family, because he's rescuing his son and he's there with Rosita, and the Doctor who has no family, I'll say it, Jackson Lake, it's like, you have no family, be a part of ours. I just found it was kind of bordering on line with the family message, but it didn't, it works with inside the Doctor Who world, and it was just so entertaining. Not only that, but the top 3 Christmas episodes that I mentioned are also where I think I would tell people use as a gateway drug to get in.
Oh, okay.
This is how I would introduce Doctor Who, especially around Christmas time, because number 1, I'm going to tell you, and I hope that is the episode that I would definitely use to get somebody into Doctor Who. And it's a great representation of what the best, when it's writing, directing, acting, everything is in all gears.
Yeah.
That episode that I will mention, but you have a number 2, sir. So
yes. So number 2, it's no coincidence that he's my favorite Doctor. It's not because of this particular Christmas special, but having watched it from 9 forward and finally getting this story, especially doing as a Christmas special, would be The Husbands of River Song. With the 12th Doctor, because...
And that was going to be my number 2. That was my 3-way tie. That was part of it.
Great minds, as they say.
Great minds, exactly.
But no, it's so good, because for those of you listening who might not know what the heck we're talking about, River Song is a character who first shows up in the 10th Doctor's run before he regenerates into 11, and then she's sprinkled throughout 11's run mainly. We don't see her again in 12's run, because as she's a time traveler as well, but the thing about them is, as the Doctor goes forward in time, she's going backwards in time. So David Tennant's Doctor, the 10th Doctor, even though River has known the Doctor forever, he does not know who she is. And it's really confusing, but they kind of brought everything together, because a lot of the stuff that she tells David Tennant happens to them. Don't you remember our dinner at the Singing Towers? You had a new suit and a new haircut, and you show up on my door. All of that plays out. All those things she tells David Tennant's 10th Doctor happen in our timeline as we're watching Doctor Who 6 years later after this is all. And it played out perfectly. And all this stuff that River talks about happens to her and this 12th Doctor. We're now 2 Doctors removed from David Tennant, And it's such a wonderful story. And then it sets you up perfectly for the next Christmas special. Spoilers, as River would say. But you'd have to watch, in order, you'd have to watch The Husbands of Song and then watch The Return of Dr. Mysterio, because there is a through line between the two. It's wonderfully done. And it's just, I get choked up thinking about it, because it is such a heartbreaking special, because the Doctor knows something that River does not. He knows that he's sending her off on her final mission, that they won't be together anymore going forward, because she dies in his past with the 10th Doctor. It's this beautifully written special. It's so much fun, because River is always plotting and scheming, and it's a great romp at Christmas time, and it just, again, helped cement Peter Capaldi as my favorite New Who Doctor.
And it's also a great... Alex Kingston and Peter Capaldi just bounce off each other. It's just so much fun. I mean, just watching those two alone just bounce off each other, and just the hidden innuendos of fun and stuff. But they also, you can see as they're revolving around each other, as the scenario's playing out, you can see that they do have I guess, for a better term, a love for each other, at least a caringness for what's going on, and they're kind of in a very big pickle, but they're doing what they normally do to rescue the universe, but at the same time showing their devotion to each other. And when you hit the big ending, especially, it's a great payoff, but not really an ending for that episode, but for kind of Peter Capaldi's run. It gives credence to, like, oh, okay, why do we have River Song in the first place? And when we get to this point, it's like, oh, the payoff is so good. Oh, we've gotten to this point. Oh, this all makes sense. And even though it's kind of a little bit of a twisty thing, I was just like, he was a bit older this time.
Well, like the Doctor even says to River, he says, it's very confusing. Some people even need a flow chart.
Exactly, yes.
He says that to her in the episode.
We just call it Stephen Moffat writing. So it's just like, wow, it's just, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's brilliantly written. I'm like, there's very few Christmas duds in the mix.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple that I watched, and I'm like, I like it, it's fine, but I probably won't go back and watch it. Like, I hope this isn't your number one, which we're going to get to right now, but The Doctor, The Widow and the Wardrobe, it falls flat for me. So
yeah, it's last place.
Good, okay.
It's like, it was an attempt at something, and just didn't get what I wanted, and it's just like, okay.
Yeah, that's probably my least watched of the group. But with that said, Christian Basel, the Legend of the Traveling Tardis podcast, what is your number one most favorite Doctor Who Christmas special?
I was seriously going to ask you what was yours before.
Do you want me? I'll tell you if you want, or you want to say it at the same time.
I want to see you answer the question, and then I'll answer the question. Then you go on to tell me why it's your favorite episode. So let's do it that way, if that's all right with you.
So I will go so my number one favorite all time, and it's probably the one I've watched the most because it is so rewatchable, is Matt Smith, the 11th Doctor, Christmas Carol.
Christmas Carol.
With Michael Gambon.
I knew it. I was going to say.
It's just wonderful. I mean, it works as a standalone Christmas story. Like I said, if you're new to Doctor Who, and you're like, oh, I want to watch something. I understand he does Christmas specials. This is the one I would show to a new Who watcher who has no idea what the Doctor is about, because you get a fantastic Doctor story that explains exactly who the Doctor is, why he does what he does. You've got Michael Gambon, so you've got the head of Hogwarts himself. No offense, Richard Chamberlain, but you get him as a fantastic Scrooge type character. And it's a love story. It works well as a Christmas story, and they factor in all the Dickensian stuff that would pull right out of the book. So it's a perfect episode for me. And it not only is a Christmas special, but as a Doctor Who episode, I'd probably rank it in my top 10 overall Doctor Who episodes.
Yes. It's up there in my top 5. I definitely, like you said, this is the episode that not only at my house, if it's not playing at least sometime in December, I've got the DVD. I got to pull it out. It's not Christmas time unless I've seen this once or twice, maybe at least 300 times. And it is one of those episodes that if you want to introduce somebody to Doctor Who and they're always going, where do I begin? Where do I start? Around Christmas time? Yeah, Doctor Who, A Christmas Carol, perfectly written. I do forgive. to the point where I forgive the twist ending, if that makes sense. But I forgive the ending, even though I guess chronologically it could be going like, okay, should I say it? Or because I feel weird about, spoilers.
It's pretty old at this point.
He meets his younger self. So
Mhm.
I'm always wondering, wait a minute, he's already seen what happens to him. Why didn't he just autocorrect with his younger self and go, okay, well, I don't have to be this old miser guy. I just, do the right thing. But yeah, it was so well written, so well acted. You have the woman, I can't think of her name, the opera singer, who plays the lover
Yes.
of
I'll look it up.
Sardak's lover. Yes. She does a magnificent song. I'm not big on musicals or anything like that, but they made it work inside the episode. And I was just like, oh, this is great. And this is where it borders on sci-fi. It keeps that sci-fi, but adds a ton of heart into it, where it doesn't mess with the sci-fi. Yet it's so well perfectly written. I love the stages of how Christmas past, Christmas present, Christmas future, all of that just works out so well. And it's like, God, Stephen Moffat, why aren't you writing every episode like this? This is just phenomenally well. And not only that, but if you're somebody who's never seen Doctor Who and just want to enter the world just a little bit, just to see something different, and it's around Christmas time, I highly recommend this episode amongst everything. I tell people my favorite episode amongst the new series is Vincent and the Doctor, of course.
Yes, that's
my favorite episode of all time is the Talents of Wang Chiang, but that's another episode altogether.
Oh yeah, if you want to go classic Doctor, sure.
If you want to go classic,
at least then you get you're introduced to Iago and Lightfoot, so that's kind of a nice
exactly.
who go on to get their own Big Finish series again. Since we're talking Big Finish, but no, that's Katherine Jenkins is who you're thinking of, who played Abigail.
Katherine Jenkins, yes. Thank you.
And Michael Gambon played Dumbledore, obviously in the Harry Potter series. I was sitting there struggling. I'm like, it's not Gandalf. Don't say Gandalf. It's not Gandalf. Dumbledore. I've gotten Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings fans screaming at me now, and they're into their radios. Because I've almost confused those two roles, but no, yeah, I think this is one of those things. I'm just, it's one of the. I usually watch it at least once a year, and usually during Christmas time. If I'm wrapping my last minute packages after Laura's gone to bed, I'll pop this on. I'll pull it up on the streaming and watch it. So it's just one of those great episodes.
I can't shout from the rooftops. I mean, like, if anybody who's just like, well, what do you recommend? This will always be at least in my top 5, if not my top 3 favorite Doctor Who episodes of all time. It was just so well written, which I guess I'll give my opinion, that we lost in the new series just recently. When our RTD goes like, well, I want more fantasy instead of sci-fi. I'm like, dude, it's a sci-fi show.
Make a new show if you want fantasy. Make a new show. It's supposed to be science fiction. Yeah. And it's hard to believe. Exactly. As I looked up the cast list to get Katherine Jenkins' name, this came out. The Christmas Carol episode is now 15 years old. December 25th, 2010.
Shut up.
I know. My brain hurts. That can't be right. Matthew Lopez in the chats. Matthew Lopez 6696 says Christmas Carol with Doctor Who spinoff was amazing Doctor Who story. I totally agree. I think that's. Yeah. I'd be hard pressed to find someone who didn't say that's their favorite, at least in their top 3.
I would be hard pressed if anybody. First of all, my opinion, but if you're somebody who didn't like the episode, I'm going like, you have no heart. I'm so sorry. I can't be with you.
Yeah.
But this particular episode. What was your favorite part? Not I'm spewing it out, but what was your love for this?
Favorite part about this particular episode?
Oh yeah.
I'm a Christmas Carol fan. Like I said, I watch every year. I watch Scrooge the musical from 1970 with Albert Finney. I love that's probably one of my top 5 favorite Christmas movies. I love Scrooged with Bill Murray. Obviously, everyone loves Muppet Christmas Carol. I think it's just something, and especially working out at Christmas traditions, I'm in that Victorian era with the cobblestone streets, and it's just, Christmas is my second favorite holiday. Christmas Carol, I've got a great love for that. I think the fact that it blended the Doctor Who elements with one of my favorite stories especially from Charles Dickens, just made it sheer perfection. I feel like this is the episode too where Matt Smith really settled into the role of Doctor. He was firing on all cylinders. You could just tell he had that confident swagger. Like, whoa, well, I'm going to show you, buddy. And he gets in the TARDIS and goes back into Kazran's timeline and says, I'm going to mess with you now. Hey, look, here I am in your past. It just was, it worked on every single level. It's nearly, like I said, as far as Doctor episodes go, it's hard to say a bad thing about it. It's nearly perfect.
And as far as the episode is concerned, like you mentioned, where Matt Smith was getting comfortable, we were seeing traces of the Doctor. A lot of people, their positive talk about Matt Smith being the Doctor is like they could see the old Time Lord in there in a new body, and he comes crawling out every now and then. And then and times he's just kind of a little bumbling, and you know, he's supposed to be having a good time. The moment that he drops into the chimney, rolls down, and rolls out, and just like, okay, you know, but that's typical Doctor. So he goes, oh, I saw a chimney. I said, what the heck? You know, that's, you know, just like Father Christmas and all that. And then when he gets into the mode, when he's talking right to Kazran into his face, and, you know, he can't get through Kazran, then he starts thinking about the story of a Christmas Carol. But I mean, the whole episode starts off with Amy and Rory crashing down onto the planet. I was just, it's already starting off as a roller coaster. So you're already on the ride going downhill once things have started. And then it subsides a little and the roller coaster goes around, does its turns. But it was just the right pace, the amount of stuff, the shark flying in the air. I'm like, wow, that's a
the shark.
Probably think that, oh yeah, what people are calling the Christmas Sharknado. I'm just like, it's everybody thinks it's weird. I could see from somebody who is from outside looking in, and like, well, that's weird, but you got to stick with it. It's fun, it's exciting, it's the best of freaking Doctor Who.
No,
overall.
I agree. So there you have it, listeners. Our each of us top 3 favorite Doctor Who Christmas specials. Hopefully you have enjoyed at least one of those. I know The Land and the Sea is out now. Land and the Sea is not really a Christmas special, though. Am I correct?
As far as I'm concerned, I haven't been able to watch it yet. I know my team has. I know at least our good friend, the Candyman, Mark Robinson, has been on it. And they've actually done, like I said, they did a watch party, and in hopes when it finally hits Disney Plus, the rest of the team will be able to see it, and we'll probably review it in January when it hits us, and we're going to all review it together. But I don't think there's anything Christmassy about it. It was just a spin-off episode. So it's a 5-episode miniseries. But I'm hearing really good positive things about that. To the point where, we'll probably where people saying, a majority of people saying, where was this stuff for Doctor Who? Why are you putting it in the spin-off?
Right.
And it was like, this is really good stuff. Why is it here and not in Doctor Who? I'm like,
yeah, it's always the disappointment, unfortunately, is too little too late, especially because a lot of people have said they liked Ncuti Gatwa as an actor, but just the writing was very hit or miss. And I kind of feel it was like that during Jodie's run, too, how we just, some of her episodes were fantastic. Other ones were like, ugh. So it just was very hit or miss all over the board. But, hey, we'll see what happens going forward here. The show's endured for 60 years. I'm sure it'll go on a while longer.
Yeah, well, for as Matt mentioned in the chats there, hello, Matt Lopez, there is going to be a Christmas special in 2026. The only thing that doesn't excite me about that, of all things, is that RTD is going to be in it, have a hand into it. I'm just like, dude, you got to go.
Yeah, I mean, it's time.
It didn't work out for the 2 seasons, and in my opinion, it's just like, you set up this great deal. You had Disney going, Sony bought Bad Wolf Productions, and I'm like, we were expecting a monolithic, I was expecting this to run for another 10 years and be part of the Disney family, and it's just like, the deal's blown.
Nope. It did not go so well.
So if we do anything like this, it's not going to be for a while. We're going to have to find a new home on like one of the other streaming services like Netflix or Amazon or Paramount or something.
Yeah.
But I think right now, I think we've already lashed out from Disney Plus. I think it's
Well, as we wrap this up here, I want to, you're welcome to stick around as we talk about Stranger Things if you'd like in the next segment here. But I wanted to say, let everyone know before we let you go where people can find you online. Let them know about the podcast again and where to find that as well.
I'll put it in the chats too. The Legend of the Traveling Tardis on our YouTube channel. We are clawing up to the big 100K. I want to personally thank everybody, if you're out there listening, who've just hit that subscribe button, who gave us a chance to, who've seen our many short videos, our little Christmas specials that we're doing, our Christmas shorts. And we're going to be doing a big Christmas event this coming Tuesday live at 6:00 p.m. I don't know if anybody's been aware, if you're in the Whoniverse, but our good friend Simon Fisher Becker, he was the actor who played Dorian Moldovar in the 11th Doctor series. He had passed away, I believe, this past March. And he was actually one of our panelists who helped interview a lot of people from Doctor Who. He passed away, and we are doing a wonderful Christmas special to him. Again, YouTube, you can just look up, or Facebook, which is primarily our audiences, The Legend of the Traveling TARDIS. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe here as well at Geek to Me Radio. My God, how many guys you got? Like 10K?
Yeah, we're coming up on 11K. I was surprised it took us forever to hit 10K, and then we're just kind of barrel heading towards 11K. So I'm very pleased with that. So for everyone who has subscribed, thank you very much.
No, yeah, and it's like I don't, wherever we are, I don't look at the numbers as much. And I'm like, I know some people, push that out there, and it's just like we're really just excited to be here at this point.
Yeah,
and I know everybody who can hit that like button and that subscribe button, help us all out. We're all the independent creators. Please give us a chance, and I think you will enjoy the ride. I know you're here because you like entertainment, and James is here to entertain you and to talk about the entertainment world. So.
Yep. No, I appreciate it. And I appreciate you coming on. Or do you want to stick with us for Stranger Things in the break, or do you want to head out?
Unfortunately, I'm going to have to bail. I have not seen Stranger Things as yet. I'm a fan of the first couple series. I just haven't had a chance to sit down. You know as well as I do. It's just like trying to find time to do.
Trust me. No, I get it. No, I agree. Well, thank you for coming on tonight on a Sunday. Thank you very much, and we will talk to you very soon.
You got it. Good night, everybody, and Merry Christmas to you all. Happy holidays, and have a safe New Year. We'll see you.
To you, too. Thank you so much, sir. Take care.
Thank you.
There he goes. Christian Basel, Legend of the Traveling TARDIS podcast. We're going to take a very quick commercial break. We're going to come right back. We've got Janelle Brimer on deck. We're going to talk Stranger Things Season 5, the episodes that have dropped so far, our theories on who might not survive. We'll take your calls and texts as well. You're listening to Geek to Me Radio. Please stand by.
You can even set it, dry it under the hairdryer that really works, and style it any way you want. Color and Curl comes with 4 different fashion wigs. Each one changes to another color and back over and over again. Get Barbie's new Color and Curl with everything to create dazzling hairstyles for your Barbie and Midge. You can tell it's Mattel. It's swell. Zoom it. Zoom it.
Hi, this is Alex Kingston. Welcome back. No spoilers, but you're listening to Geek to Me Radio.
Since we invoked her name, I had to come back with Alex Kingston as my return liner from River Song from Doctor Who. If you're listening to the show right now, if you're looking for a last-minute gift to get somebody Bugs, comics, and games, has you covered with either some really cool nerd items or just a gift card. I'm a gift card guy. I know a lot of people, my mom always says, gift cards are so impersonal. No, they're not. People love gift cards. They can get whatever they want. Then see, Janelle's nodding her head. She knows. Gift cards are great, and Bugs has a ton of cool stuff. So if you don't know what to get the person, get him a gift card. If you know they're a comic book collector, and you know they usually get Silver Age stuff, get them some Silver Age bags and backboards. Comic collectors can never have enough bags and backboards. No matter what you want to get them, maybe take them into the store and let them pick out some stuff for themselves. My Uncle David did that for me one year. Took me to a couple comic book stores to get whatever you want. That was one of my favorite memories. So you can do that too. He's right there on Bryan Road in O'Fallon, Missouri. Easily accessible from either Highway 364 or from Highway 70 on Bryan Road in O'Fallon. Go out there and check them out. I love brick and mortar comic book stores. I was just having a conversation today with one of the vendors at Toyman. We said we are so lucky in St. Louis that we do have brick and mortar comic book stores because a lot of places around COVID knocked a lot of them out. But if you've got one in your area, that's great. You should go support it. And if you're in the greater St. Louis area, go support Larry and Bugs Comics and Games. Ton of back issues to look through. He's got dollar books, 50-cent books. He's got $3 books, new ones on the wall every single Wednesday for New Comic Book Day. It's like Christmas every week on Wednesday for nerds. So go check him out. Tell him you heard about it on Geek to Me Radio. If you have a comic book question, ask Larry because he's probably the most knowledgeable guy I know when it comes to comic books, and I include myself in that mix because his knowledge exceeds mine above and beyond by far. Check him out online. Also, Instagram, Bugs Comics and Games. Follow him there. He posts stuff that you can buy right off his Instagram page. Facebook.com/Bugs Comics and Games. Very proud to have them as the official comic book sponsor here on Geek to Me Radio. Joining us now, my friend, movie reviewer, and I say friend because most of her movie reviews she and I agree on. We don't have to fight. We've got Janelle Brimer on the show. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. Thanks very much for doing this tonight. I appreciate it. We're not interrupting any shows because I know last time we had you on, we were taking you away from, I think, the Game of Thrones series, or was it one of the other ones that aired on Sundays?
House of Dragon.
House of Dragon, that was it.
Tonight is the Welcome to Derry finale, so yeah, I'm going to have to catch it tomorrow.
I'm so sorry, but thank you. That means even more to me you did this. Thank you. But we're talking about a fantastic series, Stranger Things, which it's finally back. Now, in real life, all the actors are married and have babies and everything else, but they're still playing high school kids, which, who doesn't love that? So
True. But I will say they were blessed to cast these actors that still look fairly young.
Yeah.
Like, think about it. Like, it could have gone really bad. Really, there's some people don't age as well as me and you, James, so
well, that's true.
Yeah.
I'm actually 65, but I use more oil of Olay, so it helps. That's one of those
61, things. So I'm right there with you. I think they were very blessed, and you can the believability of still these characters.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it helps, too, that I don't think Winona Ryder has aged today since the series started, because we went back and watched season 1. I'm like, holy crap, she looks the same as she did 10 years ago.
Exactly right.
Good for her. But the first 4 episodes of the final season have dropped. If you have not caught up yet, we're going to drop a few spoilers here and there, so you might want to just be prepared. Maybe listen to the show after you've had a chance to watch it. You can come back and watch it on YouTube or on your favorite podcast station if you want to tune out now. But I want to take some fan theories, too, because I thought, what started this idea for having you on, Janelle, was my wife and I were talking about, I said, someone's got to die. And she goes, no, they won't do that. I'm like, I guarantee you at least one of the people who we've come to love is not going to survive because it is the final season of the series. So with that said, as my guest, I will let you go first. Who is your number 1 pick for who might not survive?
Unfortunately, I think it's going to bother everybody, but I think it's why it'll hit the hardest. I think we're going to lose Steve.
Yep.
I think Joe Keery is on his way out. The rumors have been that people who have analyzed these trailers for the next few episodes to death, there is only 1 or 2 scenes that he's in these shots that we haven't seen yet come across, and he's not in a whole bunch of the rest of them. So, unfortunately, it's gonna hurt the most because I think Steve is basic. He has to be a fan favorite.
Absolutely.
If you don't like Steve, like, I don't know what's wrong with you, but yeah, I think we're gonna lose Joe Keery.
No,
I think they did a teasing enough with episode 4 and like you thinking you were going to lose David Harbour again. And then surprise,
right.
you didn't lose him. And I think that was kind of like, but, and then that way, when we do lose one, it's just going to wallop. It's going to hit you hard because you're going to think, well, they're coming back, right?
Right. Yeah, no, and I think that's I think that's why he's my number 1. He's got no connections. We don't see his family throughout this entire series. He's on his own. They built up. And I think another reason I think it's going to be Steve is because I was going back and rewatching certain episodes, and in season 3, they had that little bromance between him and Dustin, where he comes back from break. They're like, Henderson. And, we've introduced Robin now.
Right.
And Robin says to him, so are all your friends children? It was just this adorable moment. They had that whole thing going through when, they were on the railroad tracks together, and he's got the bat with the nails in it, and they're trying to find Dart in season 2, and just built up that thing. He kind of became their protector, fought Billy to save Max when Billy tracked him down. And I think fan-wise, like you said, that's going to have the most visceral impact to the fans. Like, no, you can't do this, because they love him. And I think it's going to be one of those things, because they've got that rivalry between him and Jonathan Byers. And he's going to notice the ring that Jonathan's got and be like, oh, well, he's going to propose to her. And I think they're going to give him a heroic blowout. He's going to go out as a hero, saving the group. And I think that's why I think it's got to be Steve.
And I think it's unfortunate because now, if this comes true, Dustin will have lost 2 of the most important men figures in his life.
That's true.
Like, you knew he had his mother that he was with, but I don't think they've ever said anything about a father. So like, Eddie in season 4 was his, and he even into this season, he's been mourning him, wearing the Hellfire shirt and going to his grave. And so to lose, if in fact he does lose Steve, that's going to be a big wallet for Dustin. I'm interested in how they'll play that if that happens.
Yeah. Well, they're not going to kill off Elle. They're probably not going to kill off Hopper because, like you said, they already did the fake out with him in between seasons. So they know we're not going to do that as well. But I think my number 2 choice for if it's not Steve, I think it's going to have to be Joyce. Because again, she's integral to the group, and that would leave Will and Jonathan as orphans. And I can see her, because she's been Setch the mama bear this entire series. I can see her having something happen where she decides it's either me or one of my boys, and I could see them because that would be a great send-off for Winona Ryder as an actor in this role. So it's worthy of someone of her caliber of status as an actor, but also seeing that through line of Joyce. She's already lost poor Bob, a couple seasons ago. So there was that, and I could see her going out, sacrificing herself for her kids. So I think we're going to have that fake out where Will is so important, and I think she realizes he has to survive. And I can see her jumping on that proverbial grenade and going out. Right. So that's my choice for number 2. I'm going to quickly try to reference the chat here because I don't want to get those get away from every time. We've got Shannon said, I think 11 will, or 11's sister will take out Vecna in some combination. Definitely hope it's not Steve or Nancy, but we'll see. I think, like we just said, Steve is our number 1. And I'm seeing if there's anyone else here. Yeah, Shannon agrees with you. Poor Dustin with no male role models anymore. That is sad.
No male role models. Poor Dustin.
I hadn't thought about that aspect of it. My gosh, I'm checking the YouTube chats as well. Olivia Miller, just says thank you for the podcast. Thank you, Olivia. I appreciate that's very kind of you to say those things. But I haven't read DC's KO Wonder Woman versus Lobo yet, Olivia, for your question. So I'm going to be reading that hopefully in my downtime over Christmas break. Who's your number 2 choice, though? Who, if it's not Steve, who would you think makes the most sense?
It depends on if they want to go big or if they want to do somebody that's not going to hurt as much and kind of have everybody go off into a happy ending. So it's really tough. I think if you're really going to go big, maybe Mike, but if you're not, then Robin, you might kind of kill off some of the tertiary kind of people as you work. But I mean, again, they built it up with her as the girlfriend, but and she's already kind of given her words of wisdom to Will. That he's carried on that really made an impact. So it's like, are we done with her or I don't know. Yeah.
I see what you're saying about Mike, but I don't know that they would get rid of one of the main 4, the original Dungeon Master group, the core 4. Yeah, but saying that, I think if they are going to kill off one of the 4, I do think Mike makes the most sense now that I'm sitting there going through the list, because obviously that would, since we now know Will has a bit of a crush on Mike and has this whole time.
Or it could be Dustin, because he might think, I'm going to go out like Eddie. I'm going to do an Eddie, and I'm going to be heroic, and he might be in the the woes of grief. But again, the one person they're not showing that much in these trailer footage that we haven't seen yet in these scenes is a lot of Steve.
Yeah.
So it's really even hard to think of a number 2 when it's like, if it's not Steve, I don't want to say I'm going to be pleasantly surprised because somebody
Oh, good. We never liked Dustin anyway. It's fine.
Yay. But it'll be like, oh, okay, you really did lead, you red herring me and you really did lead me off course there. So yeah, I'm very interested in seeing how this plays and hoping that with all the football games going on, also Christmas Day, there's not any buffering problems when we all try to tune in for Stranger
I hadn't thought about that aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Matt Lopez 696 in the chat says, I think 11's sister isn't making out of the last episode.
Sure.
I can see that, but I don't know if it'd be because we've only seen her in season 2. And I kept thinking they had to bring her back at some point. So this is the perfect time to bring her back. They saved her for the right moment. But sure. I don't know if it'd be impactful if we lose her, though, either, because we haven't spent 5 seasons with her.
Right. And it wasn't exactly a fan favorite storyline. So I'm not sure people would be like, oh, no.
Right.
It would be more of just, I mean, unless everybody, what's your theory on how you think it's going to end? Do you think you think time travel's coming into this at all?
I don't know, because I've tried to stay away from spoilers because some of the fan theories you see, they end up ruining it. But of course, then Laura says, hey, did you hear this fan theory about this? I was like, I'm trying to avoid those. But I saw one fan theory speculated that they're going to end it, that they've been playing D&D this entire time, and this whole thing has been one big campaign. I'm like, that's kind of, what was it, the show Dallas? No, what was the show where this last season was a dream? What is it?
Was it well, no, there was Bob Newhart ended that way, I believe, with him in the dream, and then also Saint Elsewhere, wasn't it, with the kid with the snow globe?
Oh yeah. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I do worry about that being like, oh, and then they're all, then they de-age all these kids and send them back to playing D&D. We're like, I'm hoping that they don't kind of take that way out. I just saw a little while ago that they did some filming in Iceland, like a couple scenes with Millie Bobby Brown in Iceland. So I'm wondering because ultimately she's the one that opened the Upside Down, right? She created it, right?
Yeah.
So wouldn't she have to
close it?
I mean,
and stay?
Would it be surprising if she died in order for her to destroy it?
I'd be disappointed if they kill her, because she is I mean, as far as, there's the 4 main cast, but she is central to this entire thing. She's like, without her, this whole story goes away. There's nothing. But I don't know. That's
true. But although the brothers had, when they put out before this season had dropped, they said, go back and watch these 4 episodes. And the 4 episodes that they had everybody watch were like 2 from season 2 and 2 from season 4. And they were all very Will centric. And I believe that they're leading us to believe that it's actually Will being the center part of this story. I mean, without giving too many spoilers away for people who haven't seen the end of this season 5, this episode 4. I mean, look what they did. They gave to him now.
But they also retcon that in, which kind of bugs me a little bit. It's one of those little itchy things in the back of my brain. It's like the first episode, and this is not, this shouldn't be a big spoiler because they dropped this preview, the first 3 minutes of the first episode, like a month ago. And it shows Will being captured by Vecna and pumping him full of that stuff and saying, I'm going to send. So almost like he's Vecna's agent. That's been retconned because we didn't get any of that until this season. So if they go with that idea, it's like, well, you threw that together before you started the season. So I'm not. That's not going to hold a lot of weight for me.
And so the powers don't.
No, the fact that he's got powers, I'm okay with, because in my brain, I could see him, while he was exposed to the Upside Down for so long, he gained them just kind of like through osmosis of being there that long and being around Vecna and having the connection with the Mind Flayer. I'm okay with it. But if they're saying Vecna gave him those powers, that's when I'm kind of like, that seems a little off-putting and forced.
Oh, sure. Yeah, I don't think he gave him those powers, but I think maybe it's one of those... I didn't realize what I was giving you at the time I was doing it, kind of
Yeah.
thing. Like this is spun out of my control, and now
Yeah.
somebody's even more
Frankenstein's monster
powerful.
kind of
Right.
didn't know what I was.
Exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see. Like I said, that last episode dropped, and Will does the, oh my gosh, I've never screamed at my TV before when I'm holding a gaming controller anyway, but I was like, oh my gosh, it was amazing. I loved it. Real quick, the chats. Emily Stawinski says it's so intriguing to think about. Shannon says, I think she's part of it. I think she's talking about Elle, not Emily, when she's Will is central. I agree. Will is central to the plot. Yeah, and they brought back Eleven's sister for a reason. We don't know what that is exactly yet, but I think it's going to be they're going to need her powers in addition, because we've seen Eleven struggle a little bit this season with certain aspects of it, especially in the Upside Down with Hopper. So I think her powers are going to have to be added to it.
And her powers are kind of like, you want to evoke comic book. She's got like the Scarlet Witch powers where she can manipulate reality. Remember, she could make people see things that weren't there. So you kind of wonder, you kind of feel like she's going to do something that's going to sacrifice herself so everybody else can carry off whatever mission they're going to do. Maybe she does that to Vecna and makes him see something that isn't there.
And then the whole thing with Max now being, that was a weird twist too. I'm like, okay, how is that? Because she's in a coma in the real world, but how is the rest of this happening that she's in Vecna's mind? That was a little odd as well. So I'm hoping. So far, I've been disappointed. I think they're going to draw all these strands together at the end. I have no doubt. My last, the time is flying by here. I want to make sure I ask, are you going to be seeing the finale in theaters? I know certain AMC theaters have it, and the Alamo Drafthouse has it. Are you going to be seeing it on New Year's Eve?
I am, but probably from the comfort of my home.
Okay. Not going to be watching it with a bunch of other people.
No, I'm old and I like my closed captions. So like anything that's said, I want to be able to like get it and watch it and then immediately rewind it and watch it again and see everything that I missed the first time. Yeah. So. And
any?
Are you?
I would like to. You know, I've talked about this. Anything in a movie theater, I love seeing anything on the big screen, and this is such an event. The final episode of the final season of this thing we've been watching now for nearly 10 years. 2016 was when it came out. It's hard to think about, but I think it kind of deserves a grand send-off. So if I can swing it, I will probably be one of the people in the theaters watching it without my closed captioning on, even though I am also old, as we established in the beginning of
this.
I'm
glad you finished that with captioning, because I heard like I'm without my clothes, and I was like...
Not that kind of a showing. Not that kind of showing. But before we let you go here, is there any, so far, since we always talk movies with you, what has been your number one favorite movie of 2025 thus far?
My favorite movie so far of 2025 probably is still I think you got Frankenstein, Marty Supreme, and Sinners are like pretty much the core. Yeah. The core group right there. Unfortunately, I think I'm still one of the, don't judge me, I haven't seen one battle after another. I haven't either, so you're fine. You're in okay. I wouldn't say you're in good company. You're in company at least. Yeah, I hope to put that one, but Frankenstein blew me away. First of all, I love the book. I think he did a great adaptation of that novel. Amazing. But like I said, Frankenstein, Sinners, and Marty Supreme. Marty Supreme was an excellent movie. Yeah. All right, so check those out. And if people want to find out more about you, keep up with you online, and find out more about your movie reviews, what's the social media handles and website? You can find me at holyl.com for my website, and it has all my handles on there. Perfect. We'll put a link to that in the show notes. If you're hearing this after the fact in the podcast form, scroll down and we'll have the link. Thank you for doing this on a Sunday night. My apologies to having you miss Derry, but it'll just give you something to look forward to the rest of the week. Oh, yeah. Can't wait to see whose head he rips off this time. Right. Well, thank you again. Have a great rest of your night. Take care. We appreciate it. Thanks. There she goes. Again, we'll put the link to her. Make sure you check. She's got great takes on movies. So if you get a chance, make sure you check her out and her movie reviews. Holy_L on Twitter and Instagram as well. I believe it's the same handle on both. We are going to get out of here. Wow, we are well. I thought we had at least a couple seconds left. I'm playing the outro now. My thanks as always to Joey V for making the show look and sound as good as it does. There he is.
thank you to make this third time look as good as it does. We'll have another show for you coming up next week. So until then,
It's not in the way you watch I zombie. It's not in the way you watch The Flash. It's not in the way you love Scotty Young art. It's not in the way you play Mario Kart. It's not in the way you look when you make Game of Thrones references. That's our show. This is Geek to Me Radio. That's our show. This is Geek to Me Radio.
thank you, St. Charles. Good night.